hopeful. They are hopeful. Do not be on Thomas Fala for too long. Maybe he's serving as CDC agent within the Unity Party and he will come home someday. So they will never call him a crook. Okay? Let's hear you, Tama.
Yeah, thank you, CEO. Look, I have listened keenly on this conversation. The question for me, I met Thomas Fala the last weekend in Philadelphia.
You are helpful.
Please don't interrupt, Kev.
Go ahead.
Don't interrupt, man. It's very disrespectful when you do that. We don't do that to you. The likes of Kev, you don't have the character or the temperament to engage in meaningful debate without insult, without personal insult. You don't even have the intellectual wherewithal to go 5 minutes without calling someone crook, without calling someone ripper, without evidence. Thomas Fala is a sitting lawmaker. Thomas Fala was with the CDC for 18 years. Thomas Fala rose from the ground up with the CDC. Today, CDC is regretting their decision to expel Thomas Fala. And they are batting their fingers. Thomas Fala sitting as a deputy speaker of Liberia. You see, in politics, there are no permanent friends or permanent enemies. That's politics. And in fact, in Liberia, we have seen politicians switch political parties every political season. Some of you have switched parties in the past, right? So if Thomas Fala today has decided that, given the fact that he's been expelled from his party, that he's won all these elections on, to now think country first and to put his support behind the President Joseph Boakai, who is promoting the Think Liberia, Love Liberia, Build Liberia agenda, I think we should employ his loyalty to nation, not loyalty to party. And Emmanuel, when you say, we should be loyal to our party, then to our country, then you say no to our country, then to our party. I think, look, I like participation in party politics, but as Liberians, our loyalty should always be the country first. When you are more loyal to your party and some to even individuals or political leaders, then I question your patriotism. So Thomas Fala's decision to support the president agenda is a good decision, and we support that decision. Thomas Fala spoke at the Jumpila America Convention. He was a keynote speaker. And Jumpila is a Kisi organization that brings the Kisis from Liberia, Guinea, Sierra Leone into that association. He spoke on the issue of reconciliation and unity. We understand that when it gets tough in political seasons, sometimes even the tongue and the teeth that sit together can fight, but they will always try to find a way to coexist. It got tough. We understand what happened in Lofa County and Foya District, and we mourn for those young people who lost their lives when that battle was between the CDC and Unity Party for supremacy. And we hope that we never return to that kind of time again. But the CDCs on this show have no moral rectitude to call Thomas Fala a crook, because he was with them for 18 years. So Thomas Fala today say he support the president, and he support the president agenda to move Liberia forward. And we support Thomas Fala and in his decision to support the president, because we support the president agenda for Liberia. Politics in Liberia, we understand how it is, but let's always put country first, and we'll see what 2029 brings for us. Thank you.
Tama, let's hear your closing.
Yeah, thank you, CEO. It's always a pleasure to be on here. As I've always said, Spoon Talk today is one of the biggest media platforms in Liberia and is playing a critical role in informing and educating our people. So keep up the good work. And good evening to all of our listeners in Radio Land. So when we come on this show, Stanton, is to contribute to a debate about Liberia, about putting nation first. We may agree to disagree, and we may come from different political parties, or we may support different, candidates, even in a presidential race. But when we come on this platform, it should never be about, name calling or getting personal, throwing insults here and there, because it's easy. It's easier than actually confronting and talking about the difficult issues that Liberia is going through. And we should always make that priority for us. Rape in our culture, in our society, should have no place, and it should have zero tolerance center. And I hope that the government is taking action against the two recent cases so that they can prosecute those individuals and hold them to account. And that those women, those young girls who have been raped can receive the assistance needed so that they can address their mental and physical well-being as well as their families. Cummins got a really good 45 minutes on the show tonight. Emmanuel, you are trying really, and I see now that you are trying to bring Conor Gray back, so keep that up. But I will still ask a question. If Cummins wants to put his hat in the race, what will he do differently? You can introduce Cummins all day. People know about Cummins. What will he do differently? And that's what librarians are concerned about, or will be interested in. Even as our brothers from the CDC try to, bring the line to say CDC is coming back, CDC is coming back. Coming back to do what? What will you do differently? That's what we are interested in. Not just throwing rhetoric and say, well, I want to be president, I want to come back to the presidency. What will you do differently? This government of President Joseph Boakai have made some inroads and is making progress. Is everything rosy? Are the streets of Monrovia, lined up with gold and diamond? No. We still have challenges, but we are seeing the progress. The roads are getting better. Electricity is becoming more stable. I can remember electricity, leaving my community for more than 10 minutes in the last year or two. So gradual improvements are taking place. Despite the challenges, despite the few bad apples that are still not understanding that it is about time to put nation first. So when you come in 2029, I'm sure President Walker will be coming with his track record and his accomplishment to say, Liberia, this is why you should give me a second term, right? So you be ready to come with your record, your track record, and your vision to say, what will you do differently? And that's what we want to know. So we should always put country first. If we put country first above party, above political party leaders, you can be a member of a political party. You can support a political leader. Well, your loyalty should be to your nation first. When we do that, Liberia will be a better place. It's always be a better place. So thank you so much, Stanton, for the show. It's been a pleasure, gentlemen.